How's it going, guys? Sorry I'm getting this video out extra late. The market was terrible today. Super, 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 super choppy. I ended up with a red day. Uh, really, I was still gonna make a video, but really didn't want to make a video. Let me see. I'm gonna share the bad days and the good days. So let's break this down. I took one trade today, Mnpr. Ended up having a pretty big loser. It's gonna take me about 2 days to get this back. End up losing roughly 16-17%. Yeah, I know, that's a lot. Normally I try to keep it like at 5%. It's gonna take me about anywhere from 1 to 3 days to get this money back. If it's one day, that'd be amazing. I'm really thinking it's gonna take about 2 days to get this money back. I did learn something extremely valuable. So I try to make sure whenever I have a loss, I learn from it. I wish I would study. I do study before, but I wish I would have figured this out before I took this huge loss. But hindsight's always 2020. So I'm gonna break this trade down for you. Tell you how it went, and then this video won't be that long. To be honest with you, I've probably spent, I don't know, 3+ hours studying today. And probably within like the last week, I've probably spent over 20 hours studying or somewhere close to it. But let's break this down. So we come into the market at 8:30. It's usually when I turn the computer on. TON, where is it at? Cool. I'll start with TON. TON is breaks out 8:30 is right about here. I see this huge drawback. I call this like a slope trade when it just retraces or skis down. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not really interested in this, even though it has good volume. It looks like I'm like, man, this just made this. It didn't have any news catalyst, and it just gave back all the profit. So very, very choppy. Hindsight, this stock ended up going up almost $3 or over $3 a share, right? Yeah, over $3 a share during after the market opened, which was amazing. And then it went back down, bounced back off this level of 660 again, and then went back up a whole another $1.25. Wish I would have been in this trade, but I figured out a way to make sure I am in the next one. So next time you guys hear from me, I will be having some bigger green days. So I'll break down on what I did take. Mnpr, I come in, it says high right here. I think it was 570 to be exact. I look at it, I'm like, all right, cool. It has a news catalyst, low flow. Everything looks good. The volume's great. Volume's beautiful. It's above VWAP. Everything looks really good. VWAP's like roughly like right about here. I got rid of all my studies when I was recently studying, so this is a bear chart, very empty. But I ended up getting into the trade right here I got into it right here at 9:10. I got filled at first I got filled at $5. I ended up lowering my average to $5.94. So right, well, the drop right here, that's a little higher, but roughly right here. I was in for this entire wave, up about 50 cents a share, somewhere close to that, over $200 in profit right here. But I was looking for the break of the high of day, and I thought we might have some resistance right around here at 34. We broke through that pretty easily. Then we got to 44, and I was like, all right, cool. We went to 50 easy, and then after that, 70, and then new high of day. Rejected really hard. I should have sold for a slight loss right about here. Damn, now I'm looking at it. I should have definitely sold for a loss right here. This is terrible. All right, so I should have had a stop loss right here at about 74. I had mine a little bit lower than 74. I know you're like, oh man, it's get too much, but it's hard to have an exact stop, and there's nothing worse than it bouncing off where you think it was close to and then breaking out. I ended up letting this thing drop, and then I actually ended up like freezing. It was terrible. It started dropping, and I was like, oh man, what do I do? I haven't had a red day in so long. Like not a big red day. I don't know how do I get out? Like, what do I do? It's like, next thing you know, I end up riding this whole wave down and until I end up having to stop out for a huge loss. So what I learned, I need to have solid ass stop losses before hopping these trades, which I wish I already knew, but I need to like have that written down so where it's like, all right, small red day is not as bad as this huge red day. Red days are gonna happen, but a 4%, 5% loss is easy. I make that back in one day, whereas a 16, 17% loss is gonna take me several days to get back. I end up giving back all the profit for this week. So I would need a really good day tomorrow to finish green. Is there a chance? There's a pretty good chance I finish like break even on the week. But I did about learn like a super valuable lesson with stop losses and some technical things. I went back and studied all my previous good and bad, most of my previous really good trades and most of my previous really bad trades, and figured out what they have in common and how to make sure losses like this don't happen again. So I'm positive I'll have some really good days in the upcoming future, as long as the markets cooperates. But I should have some really good days coming up soon. Um, I guess I'll talk more about the psychology of trading. Like, I've been on a really good streak. My account's up. It's been growing the last 2 months. This week was a really good week until today, and last week was a solid week. Overall, I'm still green on the month, which is good, and I'm going to finish this month green, and I won't have any more big losses. That's my goal, but it's you have to be able to separate yourself from your trades. Like when I'm having green trades, like, oh man, I'm on fire. I knew everything. I'm the best. And then we have red trades, like, oh, I'm a loser. Am I really good at this? I'm terrible. This can't be happening. And the market's so spotty. It's hard to differentiate from you and the market. Like today, I did many things well. I did more things wrong than I did right, but there was a lot of things. You have to take the good with the bad and just not harsh on the losses. Like I was more disappointed in like me letting the stock go down so much. I think I picked a good stock and it just didn't work out. But I was disappointed in the fact that I wasn't able to accept the loss and be like, oh well, on to the next one. I was like, I have to be right, and then making me more and more wrong, and it was bled out through the day. It just constantly was eating at me. So I went to work and I spent the rest of the day studying so I can make sure that this doesn't happen again. But it's important to differentiate yourself from your trades. Like just because you have a bad trade does not mean you are a bad person or a bad trader or you're evil or the world's out to get you. None of that is true. Today was a bad trade. It wasn't even a bad day. It was just a bad trade. 1 hour of bad, and then the rest of the day was solid, great day. So just learn to differentiate that and just not letting it bleed over to your personal life and your other work if you do anything else. And just coming into the market with a positive attitude and not having a detest or just I can't get the word out, but just a disdain for the market because like it didn't do anything to you. It gave you chose to sign it, you chose to trade today, you chose to turn the computer on, you bought the buy or the sell button, and you have to be okay with that because every time you take a trade, there's a chance that you lose or that you win. And you have to be okay with both of them and not only be happy when you win. And you're like, oh, okay. So today I was disappointed was a better word, not mad or upset. Disappointed, but overall, I'm happy because I learned something extremely valuable in the market, and I can't wait to share with you guys later on. But this was a huge red day, but valuable lesson. Let me know how you guys did today, whether you made money or lost money. This was a very tricky stock, Mnpr, terrible, terrible, terrible. But let me know how you guys did today and how you doing this week and how you doing this month. If you have any questions, let me know. Any concerns, any comments, any way you think I can get better, let me know. We're on this together. I'm out.